So, what contributes to these youths until they find themselves using drugs?
Of course, there's a number of reasons which makes youth to use drugs. Of course, there's the aspect of poor parenting, and you'll find that within the community in which we live in of Kamukunji, we've got some dysfunctional homes which are either headed by single parents or it's characterized by absentee fathers, which makes these young people sometimes to abuse drugs. There's also the aspect of negative peer pressure amongst young people and even teenagers, which makes them to use to abuse drugs. There's also the aspect of availability and accessibility to these drugs. Not only the legal drugs such as tobacco, but also hard drugs such as heroin, cocaine, cannabis sativa. So there's also there's availability, which is more to do with the lack of enforcement by the law enforcement agents in undertaking crackdown of these drug peddlers within our community. So other reasons perhaps might be age influence, which is more to do with the peer pressure, and then also social media influence in terms of marketing, because nowadays we will find that we have some sites who openly sell this kind of drugs, and they deceive young people that drugs have some significant benefit to their lives and also to their health, which is not true. So these are some of the reasons which makes young people. Of course, we have others who have stress, depression, mental health, and they resort to drugs as a way of relieving their stress and depression or even mental health. So these are some of the reasons which make young people to abuse drugs.
Do you think the support that you are receiving from the government, especially the current government that is in office, especially when we're talking about the county assembly, and when we're talking about the member of county assembly, do you think they're giving you enough support to fight this drugs abuse in the community?
Well, I must admit that it's not an easy task.
Okay.
Like I remember as an organization, we've been in the forefront in the fight against tobacco and its related products. And I remember 2 years ago, we were very steadfast and forefront in the against the fight of shisha consumption, and we faced a lot of resistance from the community members, because statistics revealed that if you smoke one puff of shisha, it's equivalent to smoking 100 sticks of cigarettes. So you can imagine, and we know the dangers and the devastating effects of tobacco. We know that tobacco is the leading cause of non-communicable diseases such as cancer, stroke, diabetes. And I remember we did a lot of advocacy out here in the community, and you know very well how our area has so many fans of shisha. We have so many shisha revelers. And even we've got our very own friends who are engaging themselves in this business. So we experienced a lot of backlash within the community members. Even some of us were threatened by the shisha parlor owners. But at the end of the day, for us as an organization and also as advocates out there, us is not to interfere with anyone's business or even to demonize someone as a result of using drugs. Ours is to give the right information. Like, for example, we give the young people the right information that drugs is not the solution. Drugs kills, and if you engage yourself in drugs, definitely you are doing more harm than good to yourselves. So we've been encouraging young people to adopt or to embrace other alternative ways, yeah, positive and meaningful activities like embracing sporting activities, taking part in entrepreneurship activities, taking part in church activity, most activities, instead of wasting themselves in drugs. So when it comes to support, for support, it has not been easy because many a times we depend on partners and well-wishers to support our activities. I must admit that we've not gotten any direct support, probably from the member of county assembly or member of parliament. But in the past, we've gotten support from the National Agency for the Campaign Against Drug Abuse, that is NACADA, the Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance, the Kenya Network of Cancer Organizations. So these are some of the partners whom sometimes we look upon to support our initiatives in the community, so that we might be able to drive this agenda and to ensure that we reach as many young people as possible with the right information, so that they can change their attitude, so that they can also change their behavior.
If you have a victim who has been using drugs, and maybe this victim has dropped out of school, you've taken this victim to a rehabilitation center. How do you ensure that after coming out from this rehabilitation center, his education career is developed?